Hey guys, it's your boy, Ballface8020. Excuse me. Back again with another great. This isn't really a commentary. Sorry, there I go again. This is just a story I wanted to share. Some of you guys are not really big believers in astrology or just aren't interested in it. Some of you guys, I think, maybe are a little bit more sympathetic. I like it a lot. I never really bothered to learn how to do it. I'm starting to now. So I've been doing some readings for people on Twitter, and the way I've been doing it is, since I'm early on learning it, what I'm doing is I'm doing Western astrology, not Vedic astrology, which, I mean, I think Vedic astrology is the real deal, not Western, especially if you want to make like predictions about stuff. But I'm not really interested in predictions because, I mean, first of all, I'm not sure I really buy it. Second of all, in Judaism, you're not allowed to do that. And I've already done so much stuff you're not allowed to do. I don't want to do I don't want to add like an easy one that I don't need to add any more shit that I already have. And then so I'm more interested in it just to do like personality readings. And from what I've read, there's yeah, of course, like if you want specific shit, like really weird shit, like this person will have been married to 2 foreigners before the age of 35. Like, okay, yeah, you're probably not going to get that with Western astrology. You're going to need Vedic astrology to do something like that. But you can still get character stuff that can be accurate, and I think that's interesting. But so for me, what I'm trying to do is basically I just take the instead of having to go make up the whole chart, which is really hard, I just take the sun sign, the moon sign, and the rising sign, and then just use those things to get a reading. Obviously, if you want to do it properly, even if it's just Western astrology, you've got to get, you need the date, time, and place of birth, so you can make a proper chart that's going to show all the planets, or houses as they're called. And because that shit makes a difference, even in Western astrology. It's probably less important in Western astrology because Western astrology is more imprecise. But I'm just thinking, let's just focus on doing the big 3. Not going to all the effort of having to learn how to actually make the charts and figure out what is this person's sun, what is this person's moon. Let them figure that shit out for themselves. Just do the big 3 and then make a reading based on that. And so I did one for this this one girl. So this is a girl I met on Twitter. And so, considering that I have no idea what she looks like, I never met her, I don't know her name, when she says that this shit is accurate, she could be saying that it's she could be wrong. And she could be wrong, or she could be lying. I mean, maybe it's not even a she, maybe it's some guy LARPing as a girl. But I have no reason to believe that. I believe that this girl is correct, is being honest about this, that this reading was accurate. So I'm going to read to you guys what I had. I won't say what her signs are. I don't think that's not really that important. But I did have the sun, the moon, and the rising. And here's what I had. I had quiet and soft-spoken, but very intense. So one thing you can do is, because there's always going to be a criticism of well, this shit's too general. Well, try to think how much of this stuff applies to you. Because she said that the stuff I said was in the 80 to 90% range, so pretty good. So you if it's 80 to 90% for you, then okay, then maybe this shit is really too general. But if it's not, then maybe we have something here. So see how much of it does apply to you. Assuming it's not your profile, it shouldn't be any more than 30 to 40%, unless you yourself have very similar signs, or maybe even the same signs. So anyway, quiet and soft-spoken, but very intense. So for me, I'm none of those things. I mean, I wouldn't call myself very intense, but to me, that would not apply. Ultra perceptive. Yeah, that one I would probably apply to myself. So there's one. Very strong opinions and obsessed with sharing them with others, even though nobody else cares. Yeah, that's definitely me. Hence this channel. Appear to others as detached and aloof, but you're actually not. I don't think I appear to others as detached and aloof. So no, I don't think that one applies to me. Perfectionist to the point that is actively irritating to others. No, I'm not a perfectionist at all. Having an annoying tendency to point out every little flaw, and that this is often turned inwards into being ultra self-critical. Nope, not me at all. Let's see. Frustrated with the rest of humanity for not living up to your bullshit standards. Well, I don't think my standards are bullshit. I think this one probably would apply to me. I don't know, self-righteous and preachy. Well, yeah, I guess. Very strong ethics. Yes, that applies to me. Ultramagnetic, charismatic, without needing to speak very much. People intuitively understand that you have true wisdom. No, I don't think that applies to me. And I say that, like, I do think I'm charismatic, but I talk a lot. So, you know, I'm not like somebody who can like be silent and people are drawn to or anything. Determined and ambitious. No, not me at all. Not particularly fun-loving as you gain your meaning through work. No, not. I mean, no. I mean, you could maybe say I'm not fun-loving because I don't have a lot of energy, but no, I don't gain my meaning through work. Very responsible with a strong sense of duty. No, not me. Probably was meant to be an investigative reporter, either that or some type of detective. No, definitely not me. Never had an interest in that stuff. And here's where it starts to get kind of weird. It says you want a very active and intense sex life, but you yourself, you can't do that because you're too inhibited. You know, you're too inhibited. So because of this, you actually prefer doing it yourself to being with a real life partner. And because there's nothing you could do and there's nothing you'd feel comfortable doing in reality that can live up to your fantasies. And you know, with your sign being what it is, you know, sexual stuff is like super intense for you. And then also there appears to be a bit of a clash between your ethics and what it is that actually gets you off. And I said, this is somewhat of a guess, but I'm thinking from looking at the chart that you're probably somebody who has strong feminist beliefs, and the stuff that gets you off is not very feminist. So there's like this incongruence between like what you want sexually and like what you mentally are okay with. And that causes feelings of guilt, which makes you even more drawn to that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get any more specific than that. And then it's also, the chart doesn't say anything more specific than that anyway, so it wouldn't matter. So although your sex life may not be what you want, you're a supernatural. Oh, and you're like, for me, I'm not gonna answer that shit. I'm not gonna tell you guys how much of that shit applies to me. The only thing I'm gonna tell you about that is I do not have feminist beliefs. So that thing doesn't apply to me. I'm not even gonna talk about the other shit. Okay, so sex may not be where you want it, but you're really good at relationships, and you're effortlessly able to balance being a good and supportive partner without being subject to being taken advantage of. So you're also like super loyal, like really loyal, and you take fidelity like ultra seriously. This would not apply to me. One is I don't like relationships. The longest relationship I've ever been in was 2 weeks. I don't know what she would say about me. The girl who I was in that relationship with, I don't know exactly what she would say about me, but I do know that she would. I'm positive she wouldn't describe me as supportive. Like, I'm like, I was like, I mean, it was about as distant a boyfriend as you could have. No, so no, that's not me at all. That's that would definitely not apply to me. Um, as for like loyalty, um, see, I don't know about that. I think loyalty and fidelity are like a very important part of relationships. I'm just saying for me, and I'm not saying anybody else should feel this way, but like if I was in a relationship that I valued, um, like a case of infidelity on her part would not be a deal breaker for me. I think as long as it like honestly, I'm not, again, if I really valued the relationship, I'm not sure it's something that like would be a deal breaker even if it continued, to tell you the truth. It's just like now I would expect myself, to be loyal just because that's just, a standard that I would hold myself to because I really believe in it. But like I don't know, but then again, it's easier for me to say this because of course you're not going to feel betrayed if you're never really connected to the person in the first place, and I can't really form those kind of romantic emotional connections. So it does, for me, it's not really relevant. So for me, I would say that doesn't apply. Um, Ultra organized. No, I'm the exact opposite. Um, Very sensitive to emotional signals in other people. You'd be a natural at interrogations, and you may want to consider a career in law enforcement, military intelligence. No, that's not me. Um, Reserved exterior belies very warm, generous, and supportive personality. I do have a warm, generous, and supportive personality, but I don't think my exterior is reserved. Um, Not quick to make new friends. It takes you a long time to build connections with others. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Moody, often impatient and short-tempered. Yes, yes. Very touchy, easily hurt. No, I don't think so. I mean, historically, maybe that's been somewhat the case, but no, I don't think so. Um, Natural at writing and or art. No. I've been told that. I do get. It seems to be in all my astrology readings do tell me that, but no, it's not true. Um, Financially prudent, build wealth via slow and steady accumulation. See, for me, this is hard to say because I made a lot of really stupid, like really stupid financial decisions. Um, and I'm not a spendthrift at all. Like I'm a very generous tipper, and I waste money. But what I don't do is like, other than like when I'm making horrible investments, I don't do like big ticket purchases. Like so like I'm not gonna like somebody who's gonna go and buy like like a $5,000 coat or something. Um and like when I get a new car, I go for like the cheapest one that is gonna work and stuff like that. So I'm a free spender. I'm not a big spender. Um I I guess like if I was somebody who was making like 100,000 a year, I would have tons of savings because I just would. I mean, like I'd have like you make 100,000 a year, so you're taking home 60, okay, and then to support yourself, that's 40, right? And that means you'd be putting 20,000. So that would be 20,000 a year. I would be putting away and never touching. So like this one could maybe sort of apply to me. I would rate this as a no, but I could see where how it does apply. Um, uh, Bitter over others not recognizing you for how great you imagine yourself to be. I shouldn't have written it that way. What I meant to say was bitter over not getting recognition of your achievements. It's not that this chart doesn't say that she needs to get recognition for being great. It does say that she needs recognition for her achievements. No, that's not a. I mean, more than most people, definitely not. I mean, I think anybody, if you've, it's like me, I haven't really accomplished much, but when I accomplish something, yeah, of course, I want to be recognized for it. But I don't know if, like, isn't that the same for anybody? So to me, so like certainly no more so than anybody else. And I've never felt like that I ever had, like when I have achieved stuff, I don't feel like I've ever been insufficiently recognized for it. Most of the big obstacles in your life you got out of the way while you were young. You were mature and competent by the time you had reached adulthood. No, not me. I did have a lot of shit happen when I was young, particularly in high school. I think anybody is going to, for most people, like a lot of the stuff, a lot of the more traumatic stuff is going to happen when you're younger because you're not emotionally capable of handling it. So for me, I would say no, that didn't apply. I would say that no, I would say that didn't apply. Like the really bad stuff mostly didn't happen until my 20s and 30s. Round face, very expressive, bright, captivating eyes, skinny extremities, rolling gait. Looks like and I wrote, look up sailor's waddle. For me, I've been accused of having a round face. I do not. I have a very narrow face. I'm just so fat it maybe appears round. But no, I do not have a round face. So no, that's not me. Bright, expressive eyes, captivating eyes. No, I've never had anybody tell me that. Skinny extremities, yes, I do have that. And a slight rolling gait. No, I don't have that. Very imaginative, yes. Very kind, yes. Although I feel like less so over time. So I think, you know, I can look at this profile, and if I had seen this profile for me, I would say no, it's a miss. I mean, like, yeah, there's some stuff there, but overall it's a miss. But she goes and she tells me that it's overwhelmingly dead on. And then she says what I thought were two things that were very interesting. She said the things that really hit were the sex stuff and the rolling gait, you know, the waddle when I walk. So she's like, I definitely have the waddle, and the sex stuff is dead on too. So those are pretty specific things that would not apply to most people. My guess is neither of those things applied to you, and when you were doing it. So to get hits on those, to me, that's too impressive to just dismiss. Could it be a coincidence? Yes. Could it be she's lying? Yes. Lying or like somehow mistaken. You know, that could happen. Yeah, those are possible. I'm not saying we should dismiss those possibilities. Are they the most likely interpretation? Maybe in the absence of other experience, but I've seen other shit kind of like this. I really don't think so. I really think astrology there's something there. And look, I understand the criticism because I had my first real contact with astrology was my ninth grade science teacher. One of the nicest guys I've ever met. He even told us that he never got specific about it, but he even told us when he was doing like the shit about like the age of the universe, we always say, look, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, you know, with your religious beliefs or something. This is just what the science says. You know, it's like, you don't have to believe it. It's just, you know, what the current scientific consensus is. So he was sensitive about that. He said he was religious, but he just seemed like, you know, typical, just like nice, maybe somewhat religious guy. He never got specific about it. He was definitely Jewish, but he wasn't like, he never mentioned it like one way or the other. So like, I don't know if like when he said he had religious beliefs, like for all I know, he could have meant like Buddhist beliefs. I don't know. I really don't. But super nice guy until you brought up astrology. And he would get like really hostile, and he would get it would only come up like the only reason it came up is because one of the things in that semester we had to talk about was stuff with constellations. And this is a public school. He's not supposed to be saying this shit, but he just comes out and says, astrology is nonsense. It's smoke and mirrors. Nothing in astrology nothing in the stars could possibly affect what happens here on Earth. It doesn't make sense. And scientifically, I agree that it shouldn't work. I get why people don't like it. And it was just weird to see like this guy who's just like totally mild mannered, didn't care about anything. Suddenly, like he really seemed like the idea of astrology was personally offensive to him. And I don't think he's the only person to react that way. And I get it. I think especially for people with a very scientific mindset, that astrology is like something about it really bothers them. Me, I mean, I don't like science, so for me, it doesn't. It's I guess easier in that way. But no, I think there's something there, and I think that this reading is yet more more proof of it, or more evidence of it. I don't know if proof is necessarily the right word. I think getting the thing about the waddle right is really impressive. Um, do I have anything else to say? No, I think that's it. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next.